Hi dear, welcome to Ridge Academy Kamareddy. Today our topic is structure of DNA. The previous class we have discussed about that chemical composition of nucleic acid. We are already completed. Now today we have to discussing about that structure of DNA. Okay. So first of all, before of invention of J.D. Watson and F.H.C. Crick, so here the Franklin Wilkins Chargaff, these are three scientists who are demonstrated in X-ray diffraction method. Then both these are the scientists given more information about that DNA particle. Then after that, based on this study, J.D. Watson and F.H.C. Crick, both of these scientists are invented that the double-stranded DNA helix model, that model is 3D helix model is invented. These are both of scientists in the year of 1962, and J.D. Watson and F.H.C. Crick and Wilkins. These all scientists was awarded by that Nobel Prize. This is the invention history. Then here the Hershey and Chase, both of these scientists, they given that the DNA act as the carrier of genetic material from parent to offsprings or one generation to another generation. Both of scientists are proved that the DNA act as a genetic material. The DNA act as a genetic material. So here both of these scientists given that information. So here this is the carrier of genetic information from parents to offsprings. This is the genetic information. The Hershey and Chase, both of the scientists are they are given. Then after that, the occurrence of DNA. Mainly the DNA means this is the deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid, the full form of DNA. Okay, the occurrence means here the DNA, it can present in all type of prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In the prokaryotic organism, and mainly here the DNA, it can present in the nucleus. Inside of the nucleus, here this is the nucleus. Inside of nucleus, these are the chromatin fibers. The condensed chromatin fibers is called also chromosomes. At the locus place, there here the DNA it can present. The eukaryotic or prokaryotic DNA. And here the DNA it associated with the special type of the proteins. That protein name is that histone proteins, and these are made up of mainly the histone proteins are H2A, H2B, and H3H4. These are the histone proteins. And the slight amount of it can found in the DNA in chloroplast and mitochondria. Chloroplast and mitochondria. And here the eukaryotic cells, it can contain the nucleus or many, and prokaryotes it can contain only single nucleus is present. In the prokaryotes, the DNA it absent of these histone proteins. In the prokaryotic nucleus, there is not present. Means here the absence of the histone proteins. That DNA is called also naked DNA. This is the occurrence. Mainly here the DNA it can present in all prokaryotes and eukaryotes, and some slight amount of the DNA it can present in chloroplast and mitochondria. These are the two organelles it can present. Then here the mainly the DNA it can present inside of the nucleus. The prokaryotes it can contain single nucleus. The eukaryotes it can contain many nucleus. In the here the DNA it associates the histone proteins, that is called also H2A, H2B, H3 and H4 proteins. And the prokaryotes, the absence of histone proteins, the type of DNA is called naked DNA. Okay, and this is the occurrence. And next, the length of DNA. Length of DNA. Length of DNA. The DNA length it can dependent the number of nucleotides. The number of nucleotides. Mainly here, for example, here the bacteriophage site into 174. This bacteriophage it can present into that 5386 nucleotides. And for example, the lambda phase bacteriophage it can contain 48,506 base pairs. And the E. coli cells it can contain 4.6 into 10 to the power of 6 base pairs. In human haploid cell, it can present into the 3.3 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs is present. So here the length of the DNA it can present based on the number of nucleotides. It can present the bacteriophage site into 174. It can contain 5386 nucleotides. And the lambda phase bacteriophage it can contain that 48,506 base pairs. And E. coli cells it can contain that 4.6 into 10 to the power of 6 base pairs. And human haploid cell it can contain 3.3 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs. This is the length of DNA helix. And then the structure of DNA helix. Okay, this is the molecular structure of DNA strand, and this is the double strand. The DNA strand is the double helix strand. So here this is the double helix. There the DNA strand it can contain 2 strands are it present. The DNA strand it made up of number of nucleotides. Because of it is called polynucleotide chain. Polynucleotide chain. Here this is the double stranded, and this is the DNA. It is spirally coiled on a right hand side. spirally coiled in right handed and clockwise, right handed and clockwise, spirally coiled like this way. So this is the spirally coiled double stranded, and these two strands are complementary strands. The two strands are complementary strands, and these are anti-parallel. The double stranded DNA is that anti-parallel. So anti-parallel means, so for example, this is the parallel. Here this is the 5 prime and 3 prime and 5 prime and 3 prime end. This is called also parallel. So here both of the ends of 5 prime and 3 prime, and they are moves towards 5 prime to 3 prime. This is called also parallel. But here this is the nucleotide strands are anti-parallel. Means here this strand is 5 prime and this is 3 prime and this is 3 prime and this one is that 5 prime ends. Anti-parallel means here it present into the, it short with 5 prime and here it short with 3 prime. So here the polarity, based on the polarity, what is the meaning of 5 prime and 3 prime? Means here this is pentose sugar. Pentose sugar, first carbon, second carbon, third carbon and fourth carbon, and here fifth carbon. Here also first, second, third, fourth, here also fifth carbon. So here the 5 prime end means here the at the place here the fifth prime carbon, it can free of phosphate group is there. Okay, the pentose sugar, the 5 prime end means here at the end part, then here the pentose sugar, it can contain the free of phosphate. Okay, this is the 5 prime end, and here the 3 prime end means here the 3 prime and the pentose sugar 3 prime and it can bind up OH group, hydroxyl group. Here it is called also 3 prime end. So here this is the bonding formation. Here at this place the nitrogen bases are attached. This is the ribose sugar 1 nucleotide, and here this is the nitrogen bases, pentose sugar and phosphate group. This is called 1 nucleotide. Here the third prime 1 pentose sugar, the third carbon and the another pentose sugar, the fifth carbon, both are binding with phosphodiester bonds. Diester bonds. This is the nucleotides. So here these are anti-parallel. Based on this sugar components, it is the polarity. Mainly here the polarity is that 5 prime to 3 prime, and one anti-parallel strand it can present into that 3 prime to 5 prime. Here the 5 prime means the fifth carbon, 1 pentose sugar, the fifth carbon it free from a phosphate group, and the 3 prime means here the pentose sugar, the third carbon it can present, this is the free form of hydroxyl group. So this is called also 5 prime and 3 prime, and between of these two strands the nucleotides are attached with hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds between of these two complementary strands. These are anti-parallel. Between of these two complementary strands, here the two strands it can bind with that nucleotide sequences with the help of hydrogen bonds. So how the nucleotides are bind with two strands means here. So for example, one nucleotide. So mirror vision, looking like mirror vision. So for example, when we put in a one mirror at this place, then how the looking means this is the tornado shape. So for example, here This is one pentose sugar. First carbon, second carbon, third carbon, and fourth carbon, and fifth carbon. Here, and at this place here nitrogen base. Between of these two nitrogen base means here this is the turned sugar, pentose sugar. Okay, and here at this place here this is the third carbon. Its oxygen is hydroxyl group is free. So here this is the 5 prime. The 5 prime means here the sugar component, the pentose sugar, the fifth carbon, the phosphate group is free, and here the third carbon, the hydroxyl group is free. This is called also 3 prime, and here this is the 5 prime. Between of these two nucleotide sequences, here they are attached in a hydrogen bonds. Okay, hydrogen bonds. So this is the structure of, and here fourth and fifth carbon. Fifth carbon it attached with one phosphate, and one more nucleotide chain is been formed. This is the between of the linking between the phosphates, and here the DNA strands, the phosphodiester bonds, it act as a backbone of these DNA strands. So here the phosphates groups, here these are the phosphate group, the nucleotide phosphate groups. Then here act as a one anchor, it gives to the anchor to the DNA nucleostrand strand. And here, for example, this is one strand. For example, here this is the circle, one axis. This is one axis. So here these are the spiral shaped square disc. Okay, this is the spiral shape. The spirally coiled complementary strands, each together and anti-parallel. When these DNA strands, when unwind, when it is unwind, it looking like a one ladder like of the structure. Between of these two strands, it can attach a number of nucleotides. So it looking like one ladder like of the structure, and here 5 prime, and this is 3 prime, 5 prime, and 3 prime. So this is the structure of this one, and here the dimensions of these DNA strands. Here the length of diameter. So for example, at this place 2, and here this place, this between of this length, okay, between of this length, it can contain that 20 angstroms or 2 nanometers. Length is the DNA strand is that 20 angstroms and or 2 nanometers. And here this is the one spirally coiled, one helix, the angle of one helix. Here for example, the one helix, one turn is called one helix. The angle of one helix is that 360 degrees. Okay, 360 degrees. And here, and each end one helix. Okay, and here this is the one helix. This place it is called one helix. One helix means here between of, and when the DNA strands it's spirally coiled. So that time what happened here? The strand it can shows that some small spaces between of these two helices. For example, this is the large space, and here between of this place small space. Okay, and this is the large space, this is the small space. The small place it is called minor groove, and the large space is called major grooves. Minor groove and major groove. So here between of two major grooves or between of two minor grooves is called also one helix. Okay, between of two minor or major grooves is called also one helix. In the one helix, mainly here the 10 nucleotides are arranged. The 10 nucleotides are bonded. Okay, 10 nucleotides are arranged. And here this is one spiral square test like that, the spiral ladder like of the structure. And here what happened? The two successive nucleotide angle. Here for example, mainly 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here this is the 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 and 10. This is one helix. The pitch of this one helix is that 34 angstroms. 34 angstroms or 3.4 nanometers. 34 angstroms. Okay, and here between of two successive nucleotides, the space is that 3.4 angstroms. Okay, 3.4 angstroms. So for example here, the two nucleotides are there, the successive two nucleotide angle. So for example, this is the one spiral shape of ladder. So like that, when we turn in a spiral, okay, when turn in a spiral, so that time the nucleotides arranged in one small shapes or they are curved. So that place is that 36 degrees. Each and every between of these nucleotides. So that is called also 36. So here at the place of here the nucleotides, the two complementary strands, they are attached between of this place. It attached with hydrogen bonds. This is called also hydrogen bonds. Mainly here between of these two nucleotides are attached with hydrogen bonds. That information was given by that L.C. Pauling. The scientist name is that L.C. Pauling was proved that the between of two nucleotides are bind with hydrogen bonds. So that scientist is that L.C. Pauling. And some of information was given that the Chargaff, that is called also Chargaff's rule. So here the Chargaff's, based on the Chargaff's rule, mainly here in this DNA strand, it can contain the purines and pyrimidines or equal ratio. Equal ratio, that is the first Chargaff rules. The purines and pyrimidines, it can present into a DNA equal ratio. So for example, equal ratio means the purines are adenine and guanine. Here the pyrimidines are cytosine thymine. So this is the DNA. In the presence of RNA, instead of this thymine, it can present into the uracil. Right here, this is the complementary strands. So for example, these are two strands. This is 5 prime and 3 prime and 3 prime and 5 prime. So for example, one strand it can contain one adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine and adenine. So for example here the adenine is bind with thymine, guanine, cytosine, guanine and adenine and thymine. So here means here based on the Chargaff's rules, the purines and pyrimidines are, it can contain, it can present into that equal ratio. Means here how many adenines are present? 1 and 2. 3 adenines are present. 3 adenines are present. And at the place of here the thymines are 1, 2 and 3. Right? 3. And guanine 1, 2 present, and here the cytosines are 2. Means here the purines and pyrimidines are equal ratio. So this is the Chargaff's the first rule, and then second one is that everywhere here the two complementary strand, one strand of purine. This is the second rule. Second rule, one strand of purine, it bind with another strand of pyrimidines. Okay, so here the purine is that, for example, in one strand of adenine, it bind with thymine. Between of these two nitrogen base, it can present into two hydrogen bonds, and the guanine it bind with cytosine in 3 hydrogen bonds. Okay, this is a very most important number of questions asked on based on this ratio. Okay, and this is the ratio. So here adenine and thymine, so both are equal. This is the second point, and then third point he was given that here. This is the third point. Third one is that adenine equal to thymine and guanine equal to cytosine. So this is not in a hydrogen bonds. This is equal in mathematical equal, and this is equal mathematical equal. These are the hydrogen bonds. And here adenine and thymine and guanine and cytosine both are equal in the presence of this DNA. So based on this rule, in the NEET examination, the number of questions they are asked, compulsory 1 or 2 questions in this rule. So how they are asked means here, for example in the NEET, the DNA one strand it can contain that adenine is 20%. The adenine is presented to the 20%, and what about cytosine percentage? How much percentage is presented to that cytosine? Means here, based on this Chargaff rules, so for example, adenine is 20% simply, and then adenine is bound with thymine also 20%, total percentage is that 100%, mainly here the 40% is completed, and remaining 60%. So here the guanine and cytosine. The guanine also present in 30%. Cytosine is present also 30%. This is the answer, and this type of the questions they are asked in this in our NEET examination. Okay, and this is the equal ratios. And one more is that the base ratio. Base ratio, how they calculate means here, base ratio here, A plus T by G plus C. Okay, A plus T, G plus C is, this is the base ratio, this is the base ratio, and this is called also Chargaff's rule. And also here, A plus T is equal to 1. And G plus C is equal to 1. This is also based on these ratios, they are asked the number of questions. Okay, this is the dimensions and mainly the Chargaff's rule. Okay, and this is the structure of DNA strand. And then next one is that types of DNA. Types of DNA. Types of DNA. Mainly here, the DNA is the 2 types of the DNA is present. One is the tropic DNA. Second one is the genetic DNA. Tropical DNA and second one is the genetical DNA. 2 types of the DNA are present. One is the tropical and the genetical DNA. Mainly here the eukaryotic cells they contain that more than 1 nucleus are present. So for example the paramecium like that. This is one paramecium right hand here. The paramecium it can contain that 2 nucleus. One is that small and another one is the big. This is the macro nucleus. This one is that micro nucleus. The macro nucleus act as the all chemical activities. They can involve in the all chemical metabolic activities of the cells. Metabolic activities. This type of DNA they can perform that all chemical and metabolic activities of the inside of the cells. And the micro DNA it acts as a genetic materials. It acts as a genetic material DNA, and these are the two types of DNAs are present based on the helices, and mainly here there is DNAs of 5 types of DNAs are present. 5 types of DNAs are present. One is that A, B, C, D and Z DNA. These are the main DNAs based on the base pairs. Here based on the base pairs, here between of one helix it can contain that nucleotide sequences. Based on this base pairs here, the A type of DNA it can contain that here 11 base pairs. Based on the base pairs here 11, and pDNA one helix it can contain that 10 base pairs. cDNA it can present into 9.33 means here 9.33 means here. So for example, one curve like of the structure, one spherical shapes. So that time here what happened here, one major grooves means here between of these major grooves one nucleotides in a one just curve like of the structure when it is the spiral shape. So that time it moves approximately 9.33 base pairs are present into that cDNA, and dDNA it can present into a 8 DNAs, 8, and this one the zDNA it can present into a 12 nucleotides. One helix it can present into that 12 base pairs, and here D is that 8D 8 base pairs, C is that 9.33 base pairs, B is that 10 base pairs, and A is that 11 base pairs. And here the helix based on the the A type of DNA also right-handed helix clockwise. This is also right-handed DNA clockwise. This is also right-handed clockwise. This is also right-handed clockwise, and this is left-handed anti-clockwise. These also main these are the types of DNAs are present here. A, B, C, D and Z DNAs are present. Okay, this is the molecular structure of DNA. Then next class we will discussing about that replication process. Thank you.